Hello there, welcome to NTV English News Bulletin. I am Bhavana Casey. In the beginning, we have the headlines. International Women's Day being celebrated today. President Bhandari says achievements made on women empowerment, gender equality are unique. Polling center set up for tomorrow's presidential election. 332 parliamentarians and 550 provincial assembly members to cast ballots. Putin denies any involvement in last September's attack on the Nord Stream pipelines. Exact cause of the blast still unknown. And Chelsea progresses into the quarterfinals of the Champions League B. Welcome back. You are with NTV English News Bulletin. Now we have the news in details. Today marks the International Women's Day. It is a global celebration which aims to inspire women. Created in 1911, the UN in 1977 proclaimed March the 8th to be observed as the International Women's Day. The campaign theme provides a unified direction to guide and galvanize continuous and collective action with hashtag Balance for Better activity reinforced and amplified all year. The initiative is aimed at gender equality, a greater awareness of discrimination and celebration of women's achievements. That includes reducing the global pay gap between men and women and making sure all are equal and balanced in activist movements, boardrooms and beyond. President Vidyadevi Bhandari had said Nepal's achievements on women empowerment and gender equality are unique for global women's movement. In a message extended today on the occasion of 113th International Women's Day, at home and abroad, it is relevant to internalize the aspects of positive outcome of the provisions set by the Constitution for ensuring women's participation and representation on the basis of structures. Vice President Nanda Bahadur Pun also extending the greeting shared that the Constitution of Nepal has established equal rights for women as well as respectable and proportional representation in all aspects of policy making and state management. Vice President Pun said that the women have been given priority in family property, legal remedy, income generation and career development, which is said are qualitative in terms of the systems and practices around the world. Similarly, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has called for the need to intensify efforts to develop entrepreneurship and self-employment, of treating women with respect and expressed the confidence that would provide more inspiration to establish equal rights and proportional representation in all organs of the state as well as their meaningful leadership. Polling centers have been set up for the March 9 presidential election to be held at the Parliament building premises in Kathmandu. Assistant Election Officer Amrita Sarma shared that 2 polling centers have been put in place in the Lotse Hall of the building. Separate polling centers have been set up for federal parliamentarians and province assembly members to streamline the election as well as to make the impending election free, fair and impartial. Altogether, 332 parliamentarians and 550 provincial assembly members will be casting their ballot to elect the next head of the state. The weightage of Registrar Kesa Portal is stationed in the polling center for parliamentarians for overseeing the election, while Deputy Registrar of Supreme Court Loknath Parazuli is stationed in the booth for province assembly members. In the presidential election, Nepali Congress's senior leader Ramchandra Paudel is contesting as the common candidate of the 9-party coalition, while Subhash Chandra Nemang is contesting from CPN-UML. With this update, time to go for a short break, but still to come we have. Welcome back. Now to more updates. The Rashtriya Prajatantra Party (RPP) had said it will take a decision in connection with the presidential election considering the larger interest. Rashtriya Prajatantra Party's spokesperson Mohan Shrestha said a meeting of the party's Central Work Execution Committee has been called for Wednesday to make a decision in connection with the election of the president. The RPP spokesperson said discussions will be held on chairperson Subhash Chandra Nemang have filed their candidacies for the election to be held tomorrow. Rashtriya Prajatantra Party at a meeting on February the 24th said it will neither support name of any candidate nor second any proposal to this effect in the presidential election. Light to medium rain is taking place across some parts of the country, including Kathmandu. According to the Weather Forecasting Division, light rain with thunderstorm is also likely to occur in the mountainous belt of Kosi and Gandaki today. There is also the chance of light snowfall in high hilly and mountainous areas of Kosi, Gandaki and Karnali provinces today. A general influence of westerly wind is still prevailing in the country. Partial to general changes would continue to occur in Sudurpashchimi Karnali. To international updates, Ukraine has denied any involvement in last September's attack on the Nord Stream pipelines, which are built to carry Russian natural gas to Germany. The denial follows a report from the New York Times, which cites anonymous U.S. intelligence officials who suggest a pro-Ukrainian group was to blame. German media said investigators believe they have identified the boat used to plant the explosives. Russia shut down the Nord Stream pipeline in August last year, saying it needed maintenance. With this update, time to go for another break, but still to come we have. Gunpoint in Mexico last week are dead and two are alive and now back in the U.S., Mexican and U.S. officials say. 4 U.S. citizens were kidnapped by armed men on 3rd March while driving into the city of Matamoros in the northeastern state of Mexico across the border from Texas. They had traveled there for cosmetic surgery. One man has been arrested. The U.S. dollar index, which measures the dollar against a basket of 6 major currencies, jumped 1.3% overnight to a 3-month peak of 105.65. The dollar was riding high on Wednesday, flung to 3-month peaks when Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell surprised the investors by warning that interest rates might need to go up faster and higher than expected to rein in inflation. The rising greenback broke its 200-day moving average against the yen for the 137.49 yen. Two more updates, but before that, let's have the highlights first. Now to sports. Clinical Benfica thrashed Cell-socked Club Brugge 5-1 to knock them out of the Champions League and reached the quarterfinal 7-1 on aggregate. Benfica took the lead in the 30th minute through Rafa Silva, who dribbled past two defenders and fired a left-foot strike into the net after a country attack started by Gonzalez alive by beating Borussia Dortmund 2-0 at Stamford Bridge to progress to the quarterfinals of the Champions League 2-1 on aggregate. Raheem Sterling and Kai Havertz with a twice-taken penalty got the goals as the Blues relieved the pressure on manager Graham Potter. The Natural Selection Tour returned on Monday with a live backcountry snowboarding from a spectacular mountain face at Revelstoke in Canada. Travis Rice and Joyce Sadowski won the men's and women's events respectively, and they booked their places in the final stage to be held in Alaska of the United States next month. With this update, we come to the end of this English News Bulletin, but before we say goodbye, let's have a quick reminder of the major stories. Nepal's achievements made of women empowerment and gender equality are unique. Polling centers set up for tomorrow's presidential election, 332 parliamentarians and 550 provincial assembly members eligible to cast ballots. Ukraine denies any involvement in last September's attack on the Nord Stream pipelines. Exact cause of the blast still unknown. And Chelsea progresses into the quarterfinals of the Champions League, beating Borussia Dortmund 2-1 on aggregate. Benfica also seals its spot. That's all we have in this edition of English News Bulletin. We'll see you again with next round of English Bulletin at 6 in the evening. Till then, have a great time ahead and to stay tuned with us. Namaste.